A thread mill.
Oh yeah, wait. Yeah, look, it just flew my eye.
So in today's adventure, I haven't told Tommy exactly what's going on and only a little bit of where we're going. So he has going into a blind, no history, no idea.
Just a driver, Jay.
He's just a driver today until we get there. So you guys will learn together. I'm so excited.
I'm on a damn back road. I'm still 30 minutes away. Beware a dog.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice place, but a lot of these places out here look pretty rough. It's getting better. Anyway, yeah.
I mean, they ain't even bother putting lines on this road.
No.
Are you good? You good? Just got it.
Don't you love it when I find these places?
I do love it.
It's beautiful though.
Oh,
What?
this road's named Roy, and so's the next one's named Roy.
This road has lines on it though, so.
Yeah, this is
God, it's beautiful today.
Yeah, 72 degrees. Riding through the mountains. Sounds like country something.
All right, what are we doing?
I got to turn around.
Why?
Oh, well, I see the sign.
This is not scripted, y'all.
I feel like we're going to miss something if we just let it go. It's in some cemetery. It's just a little bitty road sign.
Yeah, I've never seen you do that ever. Just stop and be like, we got to go back.
We gotta
Oh, shit. Man.
I would really like to see.
I don't even know which way. There's a cable going across there.
Oh, well.
Dang it. Back on it. So we're almost there, supposedly.
That guy
And-
this ain't a fucking four-wheel drive. Where are you taking me, Kitty?
But we're now in National Forest.
Is that where we're at?
Yes.
Yeah.
I told you.
We are not down this way.
Yes, it
I know
is.
you and your names and stuff.
Whatever. It's wild as
That
area.
ain't even close.
I'll show you on the screen.
This Indian,
Tallulah?
No, it ain't Tallulah.
Toccoa?
Will you shut up, book? Yes.
What are you talking about?
The Oklahoma. That road back there. I bet that's the name of that damn tree. Is what I'm
Wild as
pointing.
area. Look at that.
This is the Toccoa River.
Yes. There it is.
What is it?
Come on, you'll see.
Baptist Church.
Well, I'm not sure what happened, but the mics didn't pick up or whatever. But Tilley Bend Baptist Church was established in 1851, and it is still an active church.
Rest of it, tell me.
I'll tell you parts of it.
Can you tell me what?
Oh my gosh, the bugs, man.
Whew.
Welcome to Georgia in the spring.
Man, there's like little gnats
Swarms,
and bees.
swarms. You remember when we did the thread mill?
Oh yeah, look, it just flew my eye. It just flew my eye. Good God.
All right, so a little bit of backstory. I'm not going to tell you what happened yet.
All
right, because I want to get your honest impression when you walk up.
Okay.
And around. Okay.
And yeah, when she says up, it's definitely the cemetery is up a hill over here. So all right. And the original story starts back in 1790. This was Creek Indian Territory, and you had some settlers who moved down from North Carolina, and for whatever reason, the Creeks and those settlers did very well together. They jihad
very well. So they began intermarrying, and they had their own little, village and stuff. Well, the Cherokee Indians came in around late 1790, and they kicked the Creeks off the property. So, but the settlers stayed. The settlers who were married to their Creek spouses stayed in the area, but they formed 2 different communities. One was Stanley Gap, and the other one was Tilley Bend. But they had rivalries.
I would imagine.
Right. So, you had one woman had 2 daughters, and one daughter married to the Stanley into the Stanley group, and you had the other one married into the Tilley group, and that's where I will stop right now.
I can see where this goes. Hatfield, McCoy stuff.
I will stop right now.
Everybody dies.
So then I'll let you see what type of, oh, I dropped my mic. I'll let you see.
Don't drop the mic. We ain't done. What I get here?
This story is true, by the way. This is not local legend. This actually is factual events that occurred here on this property.
Right here?
Right here.
Okay, all right.
So, well, actually up there.
Uh-oh. So, I got a direction to go in.
We're gonna see what's happening. I'm gonna try to see if I can get him to run the ghost app too. We'll see.
Oh!
If we don't get eaten by the bugs.
All right.
Okay, yes.
Let's get out. Let's go.
Let's go. One of the things I'll tell you is that, like the church we did the last time when we got all the voices, this place has had every single paranormal event that's happened during the day.
Okay.
Including apparitions.
All right.
So we're going to treat it just like a normal cemetery. We're just going to explore it. Look at some of the headstones and stuff. There's some really old ones on the back side. So, Tommy's setting up a ghost app. We'll be right back. Anything yet?
No, not yet.
Can you open my pants? You have to put it in your pants.
I've got enough in my pants.
Damn, something's biting too.
Yeah, you'll have to take pictures for us today. Ooh, that scared me.
What?
It says soon.
Soon. Maybe it's when I said World War.
I'm going to turn the volume on this down.
Okay.
I don't think we need it.
Infant, $18.99. Another child, 1904, 1905.
1 year.
Pretty sure these are children also.
God.
Just based on what I read.
Compare. It says compare. Somebody, that trail is predominant through there.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of visitors up. See, all these field stones here, from what I understand, are children.
Really?
Yep.
So you got a bunch of workers.
Maybe.
It's like these are all kids. Looks like these were kids. Ground. Laureen. I just heard something in the woods.
Alright, here's one of them that I was looking for, right here.
Alright, I'll head your way.
Gets down here.
All right, what you got?
At the foot of this tall cedar tree.
Yeah.
All right.
Charlie?
So, Elizabeth Jane Bradley was the lady who had the 2 daughters. Right?
Okay.
So, can't remember what year it is. I'll go back and do that. I can't remember. It was during the height of the feud of the Stanleys and the Tilleys, right? Remember, Elizabeth had 2 daughters who were married to opposite sides, right?
Gotcha.
Well, Elizabeth was of Creek descent, right? And she was known as the town's witch doctor. She did all the healing and all that stuff. And everybody was a little bit afraid of her because she was...
She was legit.
Yeah, she was legit.
Gotcha.
She was the real deal. Okay? So Elizabeth also had a sister named Mary. Okay? So when things heated up between the feuds of the Stanleys and the Tilleys, right? One of Elizabeth's... Somebody came to this church from the Stanley group and shot up the church. They killed the pastor. And Elizabeth's one of her daughters. And the Tilleys snuck over to Stanley Gap and massacred Stanley Gap people, right? The other daughter died right after that with a stillborn. Okay? Well, Elizabeth, now she's lost both of her daughters and her unborn grandchild, right? So Elizabeth puts a curse on both sides and tells them that their children will all be born stillborn. And what was so bad, and this is historical fact, this is not a speculation or whatever, it is historically true. For the first year after that curse, every child that was born stillborn. So after a year of their babies dying, the town got together, both towns got together, drug her out here, and they hung her from this tree. And I got chills right now talking about it. So she told them right before they hung her, she cursed them again and said all the children now would die. And that she would be back. Okay?
Oh.
So they hung her, they dropped her, she died. They buried her there, and for years she was by herself. There was nothing, and she's actually buried facing west instead of east.
Right.
Because that's what they did with witches. Well, about a year later, after her death, they hung her sister Mary, same day, 1 year to the day, they hung her. Because they believed that Elizabeth had come back and inhabited Mary's body. But Mary got the Christian burial because it wasn't her fault that she was so-called possessed.
Right.
So you can hear kids crying in here. There's supposedly a young boy that haunts in here. There's a man named Keith that haunts in here. And then there's Mary and Elizabeth.
Okay. Well, let's see if we can get some of that.
So, Elizabeth...
So Mary, like Mary and...
That's Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, is that Mary?
Yeah, that's Mary.
Mary Tilley?
Yeah.
So 1906.
Yeah.
So that was 1905.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are their daughters? Her daughters.
I'm not really sure, to be honest with you.
What was the...
The article didn't have their names.
I keep getting drawn back here for some reason. I don't know. July 13th, 1888.
These bugs are horrible.
Yeah, I don't understand this.
Oh, Polly Long, she's supposed to haunt here too. Hang on, take a picture of her grave.
They're not very pleasant. So you think all these right through here are kids?
Yes, that is legitimized. They are.
These are all kids?
Yes, this has all been verified. Everything I'm telling you, except for the evidence of the haunting, which, you know, nobody can ever prove paranormal.
Well, you know, when they buried a witch back then, well, of course, that was turn of the century, but I thought that they put that witch's cage to where they...
And some they have, but apparently, like I was telling you on the way here.
Well, how tall would that tree been 100 and something years ago? It wouldn't have been that tall.
I don't know, they just say the tree's still there today.
Huh. Here's another War of 1812.
But remember, you had the question about which way they bury people.
Right. Yes, the east and the west.
The east
to face the east.
East is a Christian burial. West is a pariah.
It's not a huge cemetery.
No, it's not big enough.
Here goes one that was hand done. 1880 something. Tory, maybe, or TC. I don't know. It ain't Tory.
No. Looks like TCR PAD.
1880 something.
And there's children over there.
That right here, look. 1890. Infant daughters of LL and Mary. God. Here's the pastor of Tilley Bend Baptist Church for many years. 1830 to 1918.
Yep.
It's the wife of George.
Bye, ghosts. This from the backside. What is that?
In honor of, I'll take a picture of it. It's a placard.
That must have been where the school was. Can't hear you.
Tilley School, number 2, 1903 to 1926.
Wow.
But I don't.
Probably up there. Well, that article that I read said if you find the lake, there's cars coming. Saying if you find the lake, wherever that is, that you'll find, and that road's open.
Yeah.
That you'll find remnants of the settlement. Oh, that's very interesting, especially since it's all factual except for the haunting, you know. Which, I mean, nobody can. I mean, there's been a couple of cases where hauntings have been legitimized in that they could not explain it any other way. I think it's a very cool, suitably creepy story that I kind of wish it was Halloween because we could use this for a Halloween special. But it's not. It's not Halloween. I got chills up there when I was telling the story, you know, because especially for the fact that it really did happen. It did happen. Anyway, yeah, it was pretty cool. So now we're gonna go see if we can find this bridge. Tommy don't think the bridge is gonna be anything spectacular. Why'd you want to come see it?
I don't know. I thought we was going to cross it on our way to the going. Then I had to turn around, come back here, and go down here. We're going to run out of gas.
Oh, we ain't gonna run out of gas. Why are you lying?
Gas stations.
I also see that you got plenty of gas. Might run out of drink and water.
I got a half a Canada Dry. That's nice out here.
I was gonna say, sure it's pretty.
Yeah, I mean, even a wrong turn.
We had to stop for just a second, y'all, because look. It is so beautiful. I hate that you got the glare, but there's actually traffic, a little bit of traffic on this road. Look at that house.
Please do not disturb the honeybees. They are hard at work and do not need to be disturbed. Our farm food and flowers depend on them.
There's a bottle tree.
I
drank a bunch of Bud Light Platinum. I know what those bottles are, y'all. It's Bud Light Platinum. That stuff gets you messed up. Beautiful place there. Right? Yeah, their outdoor kitchen, fire pit, boathouse.
Don't even think of parking here one time.
Yeah.
I didn't make that up.
For cabin rentals.
Cabin rental.
Could think of a worse place to. There's the bridge right there.
Let's see it.
Bridge over the River Kwai. That never gets old. I mean, doesn't for me, but probably for y'all, but not for me. Bridge. This is the bridge.
One vehicle at a time.
No problem.
It's quite fucking sketchy. I feel the whole thing moving.
This is so cool. Even, I had no idea. Aska Road.
Aska Road.
Well, look at this stuff, man. You got a little strip.
I didn't know there was a massive
Iron Bridge General Store Cafe. Right. Yeah, a massacre at a witch hanging.
There's a mining company.
Oh, cool. So we stopped to look something up, and Tommy pulled off the side of the road, and we found this. Hang on. Look at it, y'all. Well, all right. Welcome back. This was a hard one. That was Elizabeth Jane Bradley. and her husband Jason. This took a lot of research, and I was able to substantiate a lot of the claims. However, there were some discrepancies with the dates. Some of the death certificates had an earlier date than some of the headstones did. So it's really hard to know what is what. But
yeah, well, you doing most of the research. I really didn't even know what I was getting into when I went out there. Didn't know what I was looking for, but it's a very interesting story.
It is,
and it's a story that it's not going to be told outright. You're going to have two different sides.
Yeah, there's two different sides.
You're going to have discrepancies in what happened, dates, who died, who didn't die. You know, let's face it, a lot of people didn't keep perfect documents.
But the fact is, Elizabeth Jane Bradley was hung by her community members, you know, for hexing, and there are quite a lot of children in that cemetery that died around both of the hexes time frame.
Right, there is a lot in the beginning part of it.
And then her sister-in-law was hung a year to the day for the same so-called crime, except for, you know, she was supposedly possessed.
Right.
And
I wonder what she was doing to make them think she was possessed.
I don't know, but but the children kept dying, so that was what that was what I read. But what was interesting to me was researching through all this, that and we'll go into that in our next video, the original cause of the feud and stuff, and when the Tilley Bend people retaliated against the Stanley Gap people, the majority of the children who have died bear the names of the people who went and massacred at Stanley Gap.
Right.
So it's kind of weird, because you had some families there that their children actually lived.
Right.
And then you have these particular 6 families.
Yeah, you got the people that didn't partake in the raids.
Right.
And then the ones that did is the one that really paid the price, what it looks like.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was very interesting, and we tried to debunk as much as we could as far as voices and ghosts and things like that. And we did get some images.
Some things, yeah.
And we did
we did delete some of them, because we're like, we don't know what that is.
Yeah, we did get some voices that we deleted because we weren't sure what they were.
But I tell you what, it's a beautiful church.
It is. It's gorgeous out there.
It is,
except for the bugs.
It is really, the bugs are horrible, but it was out in the middle of nowhere, and there is another part to it, which you'll see next week.
Yes. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and give us a follow if you're on other platforms, and watch out for part 2. It's going to be really interesting.
It's coming. They'll probably turn into a part 3, but we'll see.
Until then, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Stay spicy. Join us next week as Tommy and I visit the Stanley Church of Christ in search of the original cause of the feud between the Tilley Bend and the Stanley Gap families.